Okay, first of all, I will give you my short introduction. My name is Samira and my Chinese name is Wang Ruoyu. I'm from Pakistan. Currently, I'm studying automation engineering at South China University of Technology. And definitely, we have to learn Chinese. Because Chinese is the most widely spoken language in the world with more than 1.45 billion people speaking it, right? Chinese can communicate with native speakers all over the world. Every interaction we have is an opportunity to make new connections and experience a new culture first, right? So in general, Chinese people are very hospitable and they will appreciate your efforts in learning Chinese. Chinese is a key to exploring amazing Chinese culture. Maybe you want to explore ancient Chinese classics or to learn Taoism, or maybe you just love Chinese food and would like an excuse to eat more Kung Pao chicken. Chinese opens the door for you to learn more about Chinese history and culture for 5,000 years. The most amazing teacher, let me tell you my experience about learning Chinese. So I met a most amazing teacher her name is Liu Ying Chan, who taught me Chinese in a very unique way. I learned a lot from her, learned some Chinese culture, reached HSK level 5 from Beijing Language and Culture University. And I really enjoyed learning Chinese and Chinese culture. So let's start our presentation. But before that, we have another member who will present with me, Salahuddin.
Hello everyone.
Can you please give a short introduction of yourself?
Sure. Hello, I'm Salahuddin from Bangladesh, and I'm doing my master's in South China University of Technology. And my department is Automation Science and Engineering, and my major is ECE. And today I will talk something about Chinese HSK test and with Samira. Okay. Can I then?
Yes.
Can I share my screen?
Can you please? Yes, please share your screen. So we are from Culture and Education Department. Okay. For now, let's start talking about new HSK test format. Already we know about the old one, but today we will talk the new format of HSK. Go to the next slide. Here it is with English as well as in Chinese. So what is new HSK? The purpose of new HSK is the same as the old HSK. It's a tool for measuring Chinese proficiency for the learners of Chinese as a second language, right? So in this we have 3 levels and 9 bands. The learner's Chinese level is divided into 3 levels from basic to advanced. Elementary, intermediate, and advanced. Within each level, there are 3 levels according to the band difference, and there are 9 bands in total. For dimensional standard benchmarks for basic language elements such as syllables, Chinese characters, vocabulary, grammar, that are used to measure Chinese proficiency. Verbal communication abilities. The learner's comprehensive use of the 5 language skills of listening, speaking, reading, writing, translation, and the ability to communicate in Chinese on different topics in different circumstances. So this is about what is new, what is HSK. Now we have a table. You can see it clearly: beginner level, intermediate level, and advanced level. So this is a table. Can you move on to the next slide? Let me explain this table. First of all, we have beginner level from 1 to 3. In this level, learners will be able to basically understand simple language materials and conduct effective social communication. In this level, students can complete daily routine, study, job, social interaction, and other limited topic expressions in conversations. students can use common sentence patterns to organize short paragraphs to complete simple communication tasks. They will be able to use simple communication strategies to conduct daily expression. An initial understanding of Chinese culture, they will possess initial cross-cultural communication skills and abilities. So in the first level of beginner class, student will be master of 269 syllables, 300 Chinese characters, 500 words and 48 grammar points. In level 2, students will be master of 68 syllables, in which we have 199 new syllables. 199 new syllables in the new HSK, and 600 Chinese characters. Previously we have 300 Chinese characters, but in new HSK we have 300 more Chinese characters. Then we have words 1272, and the new words is 722, and then we have 129 grammatical points, in which 81 are new grammatical points regarding to HSK. Regarding to the new HSK. Now move on to the level 3. Student will be master of 608 syllables, 140 new, in which 140 are new syllables, 900 Chinese characters, in which 300 are new, and then we have 2245 new words, 210 grammar points, in which 81 new words. Okay. From now we have intermediate level 4 to 6. Students will be able to understand general language materials on various topics and conduct social communication smoothly and easily. They will be able to express in paragraphs on more complex topics in daily life, job, occupation, social culture and other fields. They will have basic knowledge of Chinese culture and possess basic intercultural communication skills. And this we also have some 3 levels, level 4, level 5 and level 6, which we have in existing HSK. So let's see what's the difference. Level 4, in level 4 student will be master of 728 syllables, in which we have 116 new syllables, then 1200 Chinese characters, in which we have 300 new Chinese characters, then 3245 words, in which we have 1000 new words, and then 286 grammatical points, in which we have 76 new grammatical points. Then we have level 5. The student will be master of 822 syllables, in which we have 98 new words, syllables, and 1500 Chinese character, in which we have 300 new Chinese characters. And then we have phrases 4316, because you know in HSK level 5 we have idioms, so basically idioms. And then we have grammatical points, and 357, in which 71 are new grammatical points. In level 6 we have 908 syllables, in which 86 are new. Then we have 1800 Chinese characters, in which 300 are new. And then we have 5456 words, in which 1140 is new. And then we have 424 grammatical points, in which we have 67 new words. Let's move on. Okay, now let's talk about what about 7 to 9 level. Advanced level 7 to 9. Students will be able to understand variety of topics and complex language materials. They can conduct in-depth communication and discussions, and will be able to regulate complex topics in the field of social life, academic research. So now in this topic we will, in this level we will do academic research also. Appropriate social communication and clear logic. The structure is rigorous and the chapter lesson organization is coherent. that is clear and responsible. They will be able to use various communication strategies flexibly and gain a deep understanding of Chinese culture. Students will have an international perspective and cross-cultural communication skills. Using the form of one section with 3 levels, the level is determined according to the score. So a student will be master of 1110 syllables. It means that 202 is new syllables here. Then 3000 Chinese characters, in which 1200 new, and then 11092 words, in which 5636 new, and grammatical points, in which 148 are new. So this is all about HSK level from 7 to 9. Now let's talk about what is the difference between old and new HSK. So in old HSK, we will have 3 levels, and then we have sub-levels, right? So class 3 and level 6. 3 classes: basic, intermediate, and advanced, and level 6. Okay. Then we have HSKK. There's an independent speaking test of HSKK. But what about new HSK? In new HSK, we have 3 levels, basic levels, then sub-levels 9. It has not been decided yet whether there is an independent spoken test or not. So we are not sure about this yet because it's not implemented yet. So there are translation indicators for level 4, but it has not been announced whether there is a translation test or not. There is no difference between old HSK level 1 to 6 and the new HSK level 1 to 6. Like 1 to 6, it's almost same, but the difference lies from 7 to 9. Let's move on to the next slide. General changes in HSK exam. Existing level 1 to 6 exam basically meet the needs of foreign students for elementary and intermediate level test. However, for the learners who come to China to study at the master's level and doctorate level, Chinese majors, overseas sinology students, etc., there is a lack of evaluation tools for advanced Chinese. Therefore, HSK level from 7 to 9 have been added. The current HSK 1 to 6 test will not be adjusted in the near future. So, yes. When we'll have HSK level 7 to 9 and how? Let's talk about it. Currently planning to take the test in December 2021. The examination will be officially launched in March 2023, but will adopt one section, 3 levels, and determine the level according to the test score. Let's move on.
Okay, this is the first part. We have to move.
Yes, here here you have to scan the code. So let's talk about how you can the tips how you can attempt HSK exam. Yes, so we will talk about HSK listening part, HSK 4 listening part. Second slide. Yes, stay here. Okay, part 1, 10 questions in total. In part 1, we have 10 questions. One person narrates the passage and one question. In part 1, 10 questions in total. One person narrates a passage, a question. In part 2, we have 15 questions in total. 2 people say 2 conversation. They will conversate with each other and we have to answer one question. And in the third part, we have 20 questions in total. 2 people with multiple sentences, and then we have one question. One person speaks a long paragraph and then 2 or more questions maybe we have to answer. So now let's talk about exam scale. Read the option first, predict the answer, take notes and choose the answer as soon as possible. Use the interval between each questions to read the next sentence. Focus on the first and the last sentence. Okay, focus on the first sentence and the last sentence. Why? Because the first sentence is mainly the background of the dialogue and the last sentence is rich in information and the answer is often in the last sentence. So pay attention to the words that mean turning and summarizing. The answer is often here familiar with questioning. So let's move on to the next slide. So here indicates some words that indicate a turning point or a summary. For example, 但是,可是,不过,却,对不起,抱歉. So these are some words which indicates that it is a turning point now. 所以,最后,那么,因此. Let's move on. Yes. So here, question form. Let's talk about the question method and question form. So first of all, we will look into location. Where are they most likely? Where is this passage most likely to happen? Where is he going? Then we have to talk about time and number. For example, how much is this? 多少钱? How old is he? 几岁了? 他几岁了? So we have to focus on time and number. Then we have to focus on identity relationship. What do men, women do? What is the most likely relationship between the two of them? 牛男的做什么的？他们俩最可能是什么联系? Okay. Then we have attitude and emotion. What is the attitude of male, female? How is the mood of male, female? Then we have summary reasoning. What can be known from the dialogue? What do you know by male? Which of them is correct? Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Now in HSK4, 阅读部分 and reading part, it's reading part. In part 1, fill in the blanks, 10 questions in total. Skill to master the vocabulary and usage of HSK level 4. Pay attention to the collocations such as the chang chang. And then we have noun ground often. So then we have 地常常,到常常,已经常常,名词,动词, all this. Okay. You can see there is a picture attached. You have to just choose the correct option here. We have 46, 47, 48, 49 and 50 sentences and we have to select the one appropriate word from A, B, C, D, E, F according to the sentence. Okay. Let's move on to the next. Okay. Now in this part, second part, arrange in the correct order. 10 question skills, use related words according to the order before and after related words. We can sort out the order of sentences. Pay attention to referential relationship in the sentence. We have to just order the sentence. In the picture you can see we have A, B and C, but I don't know which comes first. So you have to think about it, that which sentence will come first, either A or B or C. So you have to rearrange the sentences. Okay, let's move on to the next. Now we have common related words like transition relationship. Then we have progressive relationship. Then we have hypothetical relationship. Then we have regressive relationship, causal, conditional and undertaking relationship. In spite of, however, although, but, it's transition relationship. 虽然,但是,可是,不过, something like that. Then we have progressive relationship, not only, 不但. Then we have not only but also. Then we have also, 还有. Then hypothetical relationship. 如果也 if also, what if also, 要是也 then we have regressive relationship, even though and also. Then we have causal relationship, because therefore. 因为所以 then we have conditional relationship, as long as it. Then we have only 只有才 undertaking relationship, first and then 现在说现的现 and then 在 again, first then. Okay, this is all about common related words. We have to focus on these words also. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, referential relationship. So referential relationship means personal pronouns and demonstrative pronouns, in which we have tha, again tha. Then we have 你们, 我们, 他们, again 他们. Then we have na. Then we have 这. Then we have 其他. Then we have 其中, among, him, her, you, us, them, that, this, other, among. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about now. Let's talk about reading part. Listening part is almost done. So let's talk about reading part. A short reading material plus question, and we have 20 questions in reading part. So what's the skill? Find the corresponding word. Read the options first and then find the corresponding word on the material, grasp the detail. Some questions will ask for various details. The details are often numbers, features, and characters. Okay, you have to read the sentence first and then you have to choose the option according to the sentence, according to the question. For example, 他是个什么样的人? So you have to select the correct option from here. Okay, this is reading part 3. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Yes, let's talk about the writing part. Compose the provided words into sentences. 10 questions. This is part 1. We have to rearrange the sentence here. First, find the subject. We have to find the subject here. Then we have to find the verb and then object, and then compose a sentence familiar with common structures. Okay, so it's our first part of writing. We have to rearrange the sentences according to the subject, object, and verb, and grammar also. Okay, let's move on. Here are some common structure. Prepositional structure. Interested is in yes, has, good, bad, like, follow, same together with like to, apologize, cheers to, composed of a comparative be. 对，非常高兴，对，有好处，有坏处, something like that. You have to just focus on this prepositional structure. It's some sort of prepositional structure. A, P, B, a comparative B. Then we have get structure of land structure, the plus noun structure. Then we have the, this is also, we have 3 the in Chinese, and you have to focus with according to the sentence. The plus noun, then we have the plus verb, and then we have verb plus the again. So this is the structure. 动词. When we have verb, then we have to use the. And then we when we have verb, then we also have to use the again. and it depends upon the structure and situation. Okay, let's move on to the next. Then we have other, ULI, UA, more and more. This is all common structure. Then we have, can you go back to the previous slide?
Oh, it delays a lot. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then we have verb. How plus verb. Zamayang. Zamayang plus verb. Tungse. Okay. This is all about common structure, prepositional structure, get structures, and then we have others. That's it. Move on to the next slide. Okay, now we have part 2. In part 2 of HSK4 writing part, we have to make sentences based on the pictures and words provided. 5 questions in total. So what is the skill? Skill is the answer must be related to the picture and must include the word of the question. Make sure the sentence is correct, familiar with common structures. Like in first picture, the girl is playing ping pong球, table tennis. So you are 她很喜欢打乒乓球. So here we have to write the sentence according to the picture. So this is all about the writing part. Let's move on. For example, we have some example sentences here. 很非常太 adjective. Then we have your words and word structure. Then we have being in positive verbs and structure. Then we have verb plus ch words structure. Then we have state a complement. So the clothes he wear are so nice. Something like 他穿的衣服太好看了。桌子上有书 something like that. 他正在吃饭 he's eating. Because he is eating now, it's a continuous tense, so we have to use here 正在. There are books on the table. 桌子上放着书. So something like that. We have, there is some examples of making sentences. So you just have to make the simple sentences but accurate in grammar and in characters also. Character writing. So it's all about the HSK exam and the tips I have given you. I hope you really enjoyed the tips. Do you want to share something?
I have something to share. I am a student of PhD and now it is my first year at SCUT. I have to pass the HSK3 examination. So the major issue I am facing right now is that whenever my teacher asks something or a phrase or I can quickly understand it. But whenever the recording, that we have to, in the exam, we have to listen the recording. So whenever the recording plays, I find it difficult in understanding the phrase.
Yes, it happens in the start, but when you will practice listening. For example, how I'm sharing my experience, I do listen Chinese songs. I focus on the words during when I listen the songs, and also I sometimes I play listening mock exam, and I play the tingly part of that, and I hear it again and again. When we, for example, I'm Urdu speaker. Language is not about to learn, like it's all language is all about speaking and listening, right? So try to speak and listen more. Try to make Chinese friends and try to speak with them. Initially, maybe it's difficult to speak for you, but you will notice that with the passage of time, your listening will improve as well as your spoken is improved. So this is the method how you can improve your listening and speaking. listen more, speak more.
I think as we are not in China, therefore we can we don't have those opportunities which the students have in China. Means they can freely talk to the Chinese speakers and something like that. Therefore, we the first year students may have having difficulties.
Yes, we know that we are not in China. I'm also not in China. I'm in Pakistan right now. So yes, all over the world, everyone is facing. We are in this trauma. You know that Corona trauma. We are suffering this, but hope for the best. Inshallah, we will definitely go to complete our degrees. But for now, when I started, like, I think, yeah, if a person has courage to do something, so I think he can do it. Because when I started my Chinese, I also started in my own country, Pakistan. So I have interest in it, so that's why I continue it while staying here in Pakistan, and did lots of hard work. I know Chinese writing Chinese character is difficult. When you write it, you feel difficulties in start, but it's in start. But later on, you will really enjoy it. So start is a bit difficult because you need more courage to start a work. Then later it will be fine when you do practice. And yes, you can't go to the China, but here we have lots of Chinese in Pakistan, and in other Chinese people are everywhere. This is my belief, that I know this, that everywhere there are many Chinese people in Pakistan, in India, in other countries. There are lots of Chinese. So you can make contact with them. You can contact with them, and if in case you can't do contact personally, you can do contact with them via WeChat. There are lots of groups. There are lots of websites. There are lots of YouTube channels. You can learn from this. Like I use YouTube for listening Chinese songs, so that will improve my Chinese also. So I use this strategy. Also, if I also try to teach, although I am not good in, I don't say that I'm good, I'm perfect in Chinese. Still I need to learn more. But yes, yeah, I have a courage to learn it. So I think a student needs a courage and time to do it, to learn something new.
Okay, yeah, thank you for the suggestions, and I do hope for the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this interactive.
Thank you.
So I have another question for you. I am a master student in science. The question is that how can we improve our grammar? Because every time we learn a new lesson, there is something new for us in the grammar section. So how can we improve our grammar apart from the speaking and listening things?
Okay. Grammar is, I don't think so. The Chinese grammar is so difficult. You know, in English we have present tense, past, present tense, past tense. Then we have present perfect tense, present continuous tense, and lots of tenses. But in Chinese we don't have much tenses.
Yes, but in English it is kind of predictable, but in Chinese we cannot predict it easily. Like either it's in future tense or in its
Yes,
past
it's
tense.
we have grammar in Chinese as well, but try from small grammar points, then move on. When you learn the basic grammar points, then move on to the bit difficult one. But first if you learn the difficult one first and then you leave the easy one, then definitely it seems to be difficult for you more. So first try to learn the easy one, step by step, and then move on to the difficult one. Same as in HSK level 5, we have idioms. Till 4, we don't have idioms, but a little bit idioms. But in HSK 5, we have lots of idioms. So how we learn idioms? Basically, idioms are difficult for us, but we start from the easy one and then move on to the difficult one. So this is the method how we learn grammar points.
Is there
For
any kind of
example,
tips or something like that? Like I am totally dependent on the word. Like the teacher told that if we are using may, we definitely know it's in the past, and if we are using who, we know that it's in something related to the present and future. Also, like when we use la, then it's predictable that it's something related to the past. So, is there anything else we can also consult, or is it only these words that we can rely on?
Talha, first of all, your voice is so cutting. Secondly, which I understand is that you are asking about the tenses, right, in Chinese. For example, la is used for past tense, right? Something like that
Yes.
you are saying. So yes, it's very easy. For past and you in Chinese you can use le. Then we have yo, mayo. It's very easy. You are nowadays you are learning. I know you are from food science department and you are learning the basic level. You are on the basic level, and the teacher who you are teaching, whom you are teaching to you, the Chinese teacher, they teach you very basic level and in very easy and simple way. So just follow their instructions. If they say that la is used for past tense, then definitely la is used for past tense. And where we use ma is always a question particle. We have to use it at the end. So wherever ma comes, it clicks into our mind that it is related to the some question sentence. Then wherever it comes la particle, it means something happened in the past. So and then whenever there is no la, then we think that maybe it's a continuous tense. Now how we will recognize the continuous tense? For example, um, uh, uh, if we want to recognize a continuous tense, then there is a Chinese grammar that we have to use the morning. For example, morning is the time. Then today is to the today, yesterday, something, these words. And then we have exact time. For example, 4 p.m., 9 p.m., this. So from these hints, you can recognize that the sentence is past tense, present tense, and whatever it is. Like 今天 today 我们学习今天8点半. So then with this sentence you will recognize what is the time, what is the date, what is the day. So it's easy for you to understand either it is past tense, present tense, or what is it. So there is some hints and tips you need to learn to understand the tenses in Chinese.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Samir,
I want to ask,
Yes.
as there are a lot of character of Chinese language of same style. So how can we differentiate between the same character, and how can we use in different situations?
A very nice question. Okay. Chinese language is totally a pictography. So
Yeah.
it's as a beginner, it's difficult for you to learn it because first of all, when you see the characters, you just see that it looks like lines. You don't understand this, right? And writing a Chinese character, there are some rules. Shu, pie, na, ti. these are some strokes of Chinese. You have to learn it and you have to write the proper stroke. So for starting writing part, you should know these strokes, basic strokes. Then you should know the pictography. What is pictography? Pictography is basically the pictures, the characters which are derived from pictures. For example, if you can say in Ma we have horse character. Then for female, female character, new character. In new character we have in ancient times females are treated as slave. So at that time the girl is basically standing and bending towards someone. So so the new character is derived from that picture basically. Similarly, we have you, the ko. Ko means we have the lip character. So whenever we have something talking about, we have to talk something about, we use this ko character. So ko character is basically lips, derived from lips. So how you can learn? Just first learn the radicals for Chinese character, then move on to the exact character. First learn radicals and then move on to the Chinese characters. This is the way to learn Chinese character. And one thing more, try to practice it with your hands. Like whenever you have time, just take a pen and page and write it down, and then whatever you are doing. For example, you are chatting with someone and you can write the characters at the same time. Or you are outside, you can just memorize with in your mind. So this is how you will learn the characters.
But what we will do about the same character? Just like you told that there are ko and blah blah. But how
Can
can
you
we
give an
differentiate
example?
and how can we? I can't. My Chinese is not so.
You can type in the chat box if you want to.
Okay, later I will.
We have same pinyin. For example, tha, we use tha for female, we use tha for male, and we use tha for it. Now, how we will differentiate this tha with the Chinese character? So, you are saying that we have some characters are same in writing, right? You are saying
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
No. Characters are not same in writing, but how you are saying this because in some characters we have the same radical which are using in another character, right? So whole character is not same. There is a little bit difference in it. So you can recognize it. So this is what I'm saying. For example, when for example, mama is female character, female, right? So whenever mama is used, we use the female radical in it. And similarly, whenever we use Cheche is elder sister. So whenever we use Cheche, in Cheche we have that female character also. Close. Similarly, in Meme means your younger sister. In younger sister, you also have that character. Okay. Okay. Now Koyu means speaking. This Ko character is also in speaking because that is related to lips, and we are speaking with lips, right? And this Ko character is also in Shir. Shir means to eat, and in eat we have this character also, right? So it means that you have to learn radical first, and then you will realize that what is the difference between Chinese characters, how you can learn this.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, now, Samira, there is some multiple questions in the chat box. Some of one of our audience just want to know about your HSK level.
My HSK level, I'm still learning. You know, guys, language. We are like I am native Urdu speaker, right? But I think my Urdu is not good. Why? Because language is so vast and difficult. There are lots of things which I don't know. English, we are learning English since our childhood, but still we make lots of mistake in it. So language learning is it's a very vast thing. Throughout our life we learn language. My HSK level is now HSK 5. I have not done the 6th level because of COVID-19, because it's not conducting in my country, and also I can't go China for it. So I'm just waiting when they organize, and I will go for HSK 6 level.
Okay, there is another question. Are there textbooks for the new HSK? I mean, is there any special textbooks that will help to get prepared for new HSK?
For now, we don't know about new HSK. We are not sure because we still we have, because of COVID situation and lots of other things. It's not implemented yet. From level 7 to 9, but yes, from level 1 to 6 we have lots of books. We have basic HSK 1 to HSK 6 books. If you want to, then I will share it with you. And also we have lots of websites for learning Chinese. I will recommend some of the websites with you.
Okay, I think it's okay. So guys, thank you for joining the workshop.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time, and it's a great pleasure for us to have you in our meeting.